Is Alexander Volkanovski too old, and is Paddy Pimblett being overlooked? Before I get into that, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, as I have brand new videos every single week. So I'm making my picks and predictions for the main card of UFC 314, and I tell you what, this card feels like a breath of fresh air. I've been down on the UFC as of late, but this feels like we're getting back into business with a cracking card. In the main event, we have Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopes for the vacant featherweight belt. This is a fantastic fight and a dangerous one, especially for Alexander Volkanovski. Volk is one of the most well-rounded fighters in featherweight history and has all the tools to win this fight. His game is built on elite footwork, insane cardio, and he has the ability to adjust on the fly. But here's the question: can he still take a punch? Volk is now 36, and what's mad is he's only 3 years older than me, but in MMA years, 36 is fucking ancient, and he's coming off 2 brutal KO losses. First by Islam Makhachev, and then the second by Ilia Topuria. That's a lot of damage on the tail end of a long career. And now he's facing Diego Lopes, a dynamic striker with slick jiu-jitsu and lethal knockout power. He's coming off a win over Brian Ortega, where he showcased tight combos, heavy pressure, and nasty ground and pound. Lopes is dangerous early, and if Volk makes the smallest mistake, Lopes could catch him and it could all be over. But Volk has taken some time off, had some time to recover. If his chin holds out, if he uses his feints, if he controls the range and uses that compact, efficient striking, he might be too hard for Lopes to read. It's a lot of ifs, but I cannot doubt Volk. So I'm picking Volkanovski by decision, but this could all fall down like a stack of cards if Volk isn't careful. In the co-main event, we have Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett, a fight I honestly didn't see coming. This is a huge opportunity for Paddy to leapfrog the division, get into the top 10 and take on one of the biggest names in MMA right now. These two guys fight fire with fire. It's going to be a banger, but this could be a very tricky opponent for Paddy. Chandler is a former world champion, fought the cream of the crop in the lightweight division, both in Bellator and both in the UFC. He's a powerhouse wrestler with explosive striking and an insane ability to turn a fight into chaos, but his main problem, he's thick as pig. He puts himself in some awful positions, and I think that's what's going to be his downfall in this fight. Say what you want about Paddy, but he has some great submissions under his belt and he has excellent transitions. If Chandler gives him the opportunity, Paddy is going to snatch him up and get him in a submission, and I think a lot of people are down on Paddy, and I get it. I'm no big fan of him either, but I can't sleep on his skills as a fighter, and I think he's going to cause some real problems in this lightweight division, and we might see him in title contention soon. So I'm picking Paddy Pimblett by submission. Then we move on to Bryce Mitchell versus Silva. Bryce isn't really a fan favourite anymore, and there's a lot of controversy around him because, well, we know why.
Heil Hitler.
He's probably lost a lot of fans because of all of this, but he might have gained a few Sean Strickland fans instead. But I'm not going to get in all of this crap. I'm here to talk about fights, and this could be a tricky one for Bryce. Silva is a striking machine. He's long, rangy, and vicious, plus he's riding a 4-fight KO streak, and there is no doubt he has dangerous hands, but Silva is reckless and likes to showboat. Plus, his takedown defense is a little bit spotty in places, and he overcommits on entries, which could be a big problem against someone like Bryce, who's a grappling specialist. He has relentless chain wrestling and great top control, and while he isn't an elite boxer, he does have sound boxing defense. Though, if you're Josh Emmett, you probably don't think that at all. But if Bryce keeps his head off the centre line, counters with the left strike, and gets inside without eating a bomb, he could drag Silva down and grind him down. So I'm going Bryce by decision. Then we move on to debutant Patricio Pitbull versus Yair Rodríguez. Though Pitbull is making his UFC debut, he's a veteran of the sport. He's a former 2-division champion in Bellator. He has powerful boxing, tight footwork, and he's extremely patient. If you make a mistake, he'll make you pay. On the other hand, Yair is an unpredictable striker who has some wicked speed and great kicks, but he's inconsistent and he loses composure when pressured, and I think Pitbull is going to lay on the pressure and lay it on thick, and Yair will start to fade away in the third round, and we might see a TKO as Pitbull peppers some big shots. Opening up the main card, we have Nikita Krylov versus Dominick Reyes. Now, this is a tricky one to pick. Reyes has looked better lately, 2 straight wins in a row, looking sharp, but his chin, that's still very questionable. The John Jones war broke something in him mentally, and he hasn't quite looked the same since. Krylov, on the other hand, is unpredictable and dangerous everywhere. He's got good striking, crafty submissions, and some decent wrestling, but he hasn't fought since 2023 and coming off shoulder surgery, so he might not be in tip-top shape. If Reyes can get it going early, he might do well, but I just don't trust Reyes to perform well anymore, so I can't pick him to win, so I have to go Krylov by decision. So that's my picks and predictions for the main card of UFC 314, but let me know in the comments down below your picks. Thank you everyone for watching. If you can like and subscribe, it really does help the channel out.